Hey, what's up, y'all? Happy Saturday. I know what day it is. How y'all doing? Today's December 13th. It is 1:48 p.m. My battery's about to die, and I do not feel like going to get the charger, so we're going to roll with what we got. Alright, we're going to start with the shadow cards, because I like it. If I'm not going to be doing no healing work, I might as well not be doing it, right? It all comes together, right? It all comes together. It's just a reflection, a reflective thing, you know. You think about your life, right? What's the message? Remember that time is fluid, so whenever you see this message, it's when you're meant to see it. It's a general reading. It may not resonate with everyone, so please only take what resonates. And leave the rest. Hallelujah. Thank you, Jesus. Man, oh man, oh man. Alright, let's do this. Okay. No boundaries. Difficult to establish healthy respect. Take care to ensure your needs are met. Respect, self-care, and limits. Learn how to walk away when, you know, things don't serve you, right? And maybe somebody's having a hard time setting healthy boundaries, right? You know, they're like accepting of people, places, and things that they really don't like. They really don't, you know, but it's like, it's a self-care thing. Somebody could be, somebody could be codependent, all right? They're unable to create their own stability. And then we have embrace the void. Somebody don't want to be alone. Your potential is waiting to be discovered. Emptiness, creative power, embrace the void. Somebody doesn't know how to sit with themselves. Because, you know, there's a lot of things that happens when you're by yourself, right? So it's like, first, you know, you're alone. You don't want to be alone. You ain't got nobody to talk to, you know. So you got a choice to make. Are you going to go and do the same shit that you always did, or are you going to sit still and really take a look at what the fuck is going on, right? And discover who you are, you know? Because regardless of the choices that we made, if we surrender to God, He forgives us for that. He gives us another day. He like closes the door and opens another way. You feeling me? And that's in our minds as well. Seductive allures. See, somebody, you know what? You're going to have to stop sleeping with people. I'm telling you. Instant gratification blinds you to the consequences, craving, promises, and shit that's hidden. You don't know. Man, listen. Shadow blossom. That's a new one. You need both sunlight and darkness to bloom fully. Resilience and nourishing. That's that rose coming through that concrete. You hear me? You're very resilient. You push forward. You persevere. You know, you had to go through the dark part. And the dark part really is, it's not what the fuck we did. The dark part is facing that shit. That's the shadow. To accept it. Like, damn, this is what the fuck I did, but this ain't what I want to do no more. But respect that little fucker, right? Because it taught you a lesson. Don't be afraid to face it. Respect it. Respect it for the power that it holds over you. Look at it. Be like, oh, you little... Now you know. Now you caught the trick. Now you see what the magician was doing. Come on now. Come on now. Limiting beliefs. Somebody can't get past it, though. Why? Ultimately, you become what you believe. If you believe that where you're at is all there is, then that's exactly where it is. But if you, because see, let me tell you something about God. God will use others as an example. You know, so don't say it can't be done. You have to be willing to release those attachments, those things that you feel like you can't live without, because those very things are not going to let you live. Limiting beliefs. Ultimately, you become mindset, self-realization. It's nobody has the power to make you choose to live the life that you live. You're the only one that has the power to step out of it. Because, look at that battle within. Because it's it's isolating, it's a place where you got to sit with self. You got to accept yourself for who you are. You ain't got shit, fucking ain't got shit. I'm telling you, a man will respect you when you can fucking accept your own fucking limitations. If that's what you're looking for, respect, well, that's what they'll respect. They'll respect you fighting for yourself more than they'll respect you to keep doing the dumb shit. They don't tell you that shit because they feed off your energy, nigga. Stop it. The shadow dance. Ooh. Fluidly movement open. When you move shadows, you discover your rhythm. Absolutely. When you see that shit really ain't that scary. You see, the scary thing is people worry about what other people gonna think. Right? That's what they worry about. When you move shadows, you discover your rhythm. Fluidity, movement, open. That ain't on the table. But the greatest war you wage is against yourself, your inner conflict, right? And they will feel like you can't make you're not taking, you are the problem. Now you need to be the resolution. And you know what the resolution is. How do you fill that void? You don't fill it with material things, you fill it with a spirit. And that's the spirit of Christ. See, that's why he came here, because he was going to be the only way for us to overcome that. Y'all don't believe that shit. I don't know what to tell you. I'm grateful. I thank him every day. Because I see now, I recognize, I understand. And I see it in my life. Hidden desires. Your deepest desires hold the seed of your potential, longing, passion, fulfilled. What's your deepest desire? I know it's not to be in poverty. I know it's not to be in lack. I know it's not to be unhealthy. I know it's not to feel abandoned. I know it's not to feel rejected. So what is that highest thought? So why not obtain that? Why not go for that? I mean, if you feel like, because I felt like this myself, if you feel like somebody took away something that you fantasize about, okay, just bear with me. If you feel like that, right? Because I'm losing it. Don't let me lose it. Somebody's stubborn. If you feel like somebody took away something that you were trying to attain, see, now you ain't never had it now, right? But it was something, it was a goal. Then you know what that means? You stopped going for that goal because a piece of it was removed. You understand? You felt like that was the end of it. No, because you still can attain that goal. You can still do that. You know, why do we stop at because something didn't work out? Sometimes that rejection is God's protection. But, you know, somebody's stubborn, right? It can denote perseverance, but it also may hinder progress, flexibility, resolve, and growth. Yeah, that could be a double-edged sword. You can be stubborn as in, you know, not turning around, right? And persevering and moving forward, staying on that path, right? You got a nice little stride going, right? The weather's nice, and you know you're not overheated, you're not cold, you know, and your stamina's good. And when you run into like rocks or maybe a tree limb in the path, you know you go around it. Amongst other ways, right? What we got here? Oh my God, who is this? Somebody's arrogant. Ooh, that look like a bull. Look at that. You see that nose? Don't that look like a bull? A raging bull. Ooh, child. Not seeing flaws hinders growth. No limits to learn and improve. Humility, awareness equals growth. somebody's stubborn and somebody's arrogant. And they are definitely, their mindset won't let them move forward, because it's something about ultimately you become what you believe. So whatever somebody believes in is not healthy. It's not something that, elevates them in their mind, their spirit, and their life. And making peace. Let's keep going. Can I get one more? That's what I was starting with these, huh? Look at dark reflection. Ooh, somebody about to go through a dark night of the soul. When you look into the abyss looks back. Ooh-wee. And this is that battle within, right? It's like you can't help but see it. You're starting to see your own reflection. You know what I'm saying? You're starting to see, what you did or how you doing or whatever. Like, this could be positive too now. I'm just saying. Because remember, that stubborn energy can go both ways. You can be persevering, got your eye on the prize, you know what I'm saying? And you ain't moving. You feeling me? This is somebody that definitely, oh my God, look at this escapism. Ooh, somebody, Look, they're scared to face some inner demons, escapism. So this is addiction, sex, you know what I'm saying? Pride, ego, jealousy, detach from daily struggles and relax, but don't use it as a form of avoidance. Relaxation, facing reality. Like I said, once you face, those dark things about yourself now, if you can only do what you got to do to elevate yourself. You can't imitate what somebody else does, because that's them. You feeling me? So this is where you have to really look. When we make mistakes, because we all do, we're all flawed. There's not a human walking among us, not in this day of motherfucking age. You hear me? That has not done something that they regret. Made bad choices. Somehow we all got that going on. That's why it's so important that, oh God, and then not more with the isolation from social media, and it's like, it could kind of feel like challenging. When somebody sits, I feel like when somebody sits still too long, they can't help. They got to get up and do something, because they don't want to go deep. They don't want to feel those feelings, man. They don't want to face that regret, that pain, that whatever it is, a disappointment. But we got feathered omens. Ooh, some of y'all could be seeing feathers. Even the sweetest bird harbors fierce intentions. Wow. Self-deceit, illusions, and a secret. Feathered omens. Look, break the chains. Spirit's calling y'all to be that one, that unicorn. The only way to overcome blocks is to confront them. Self-limiting belief, that it is again. Listen, you got to forgive yourself, absolutely. You have to have some self-compassion. And this is how you break the chain. That's how you break the chain. When you learn to accept you're not perfect, but look, shadow alchemy, that's what I'm talking about. When you start looking at that dark side and you start accepting it, what can you do? What the fuck can you do? You can't change the past, right? You can't change, so you have to move forward, right? Every day. I don't care if it was yesterday. Every day, just do something different. Pray, ask God for help, because God is the one that's going to ease it up for you. Jesus said, yoke to me and I will make this journey easier. The light, he will lighten the load. He didn't say you wouldn't have to carry none. He said, but I'll make it light. He said it won't be what you do, what you deserve, what the sin deserves. Thank you, Spirit. The only way to overcome blocks is to confront them. Embracing imperfection helps you find strength, growth, mindset, and resilience. Because people are going to talk about you. They really are. They really are. Good or bad, they're going to talk about you. But I can tell you one thing. Our ends are always the same. And nothing that we came out, maybe some people think that like it doesn't even matter because they're gonna die anyway. That's, I can't even, I ain't never felt like that, but, and I really don't even want to tap into that, but whew, child, I can't do it. I'm sorry, I can't do it. That's a dark place. That's a dark place to feel like, fuck it, you know what I'm saying? Wow, come on, who is that? No, they root that in the blood of Jesus. Somebody's scared, man. Somebody just don't care. Defensive. Yeah, somebody's very defensive. And whatever they do to escape those emotions, it's somebody is self-deceit. I don't know. God plans. Y'all should get to know him. I don't know. I never really purgatory, but some people don't care that they going, that they're not. Child, I can't talk for God. Let me leave it alone. That's too deep. That's too deep for me. Spiritual awakening. Look at that. Well, sit with your shadow. It's the way to enlightenment, intuition, and spirituality. Unseen resistance to unresolved issues. Explore with curiosity, reflection, acceptance, and growth. Well, some of y'all are doing that. I'm gonna say some of y'all are doing that, and some of y'all are really resistant to that energy, to the move. Look, there go deception again, man. Listen, somebody's really, I don't know who this is, but if you're trying to get somebody to see the bright, they don't want to see it. This is somebody that I honestly feel like they've accepted the dark side. A slippery, slopey road's trust. Honesty fosters connections and authenticity. Honesty fosters that. Integrity, transparency, and trust. There's another deception card. Look, the soul mirror in the reverse. Wow. It says, others reflect your own relationship with yourself. Come on now. Open heart, healing union. It's in the reverse, but we ain't always going to read these in the upright. So I took relentless craving. Addiction is a prison disguised as freedom. Look at that. Look at that. Addiction is a prison disguised as freedom. Consume eroding habits. I'm telling you, somebody, Lord help them, Father. A slippery slope erodes trust, honesty. Yeah, somebody's, some of y'all are going through your spiritual awakening by you going through your because the mirrors are the relationships that are around us. Okay, I'll say it like this. Our relationships that we have reflect who we are. That makes sense? That's what it says. That's what it is. Others reflect your own relationship with yourself. So whoever you're around, however you're living, that's a reflection of who you are. Right? You can't, how about that? Spirit said, He said, nope, you cannot be around people and think that you're better than the fucking people that you're around. No, baby, that's your equal. Understand that. That's how come a lot of people stay stuck, because they be around a lot of low vibrational people and then they still think they fucking better than. That's some crazy shit there, you hear me? Spirit said no. You can crown yourself, you can sit on your high horse all you want to, but as long as those relationships, you entertain those relationships, you ain't no better than they are. Well, I heard that. Somebody could be dealing with some addictions. I felt that, right? I really did. Like, yeah. I don't know. Ooh, somebody just don't want to deal with how they feel, man. That's some crazy shit. Heal through art. I'm not going to these no more. I started getting chills. Jesus. Yeah. And collective, if you're on the opposite spectrum of this, and if this is somebody that's around you, then they're also, seeing themselves through you. You know what I mean? The Ten of Wands. Somebody feel exposed. This is what somebody doesn't want to deal with. Somebody is too prideful. Somebody very prideful and very egotistical. So this is, like I said, this is somebody that thinks they're better than those that are around them, that those that they deal with, sleep with, have families with, you know what I'm saying, work with. You feeling me? That type of energy. This is the type of person, as long as you don't do better than me, we ain't got no problem, right? As long as we stay in this toxic ass dynamic with this back and forth and this loop, you're feeling me, on this roller coaster, right? We all good. As long as you don't try to get off the ride, or you don't try to judge me, you know what I'm saying? Because how you gonna judge me? You do the same shit, or you do this, or yeah, child. Ooh, that's that. Where was that at? Wait. There was something about that stubbornness and arrogance. That's the one. That's what I'm looking for. Arrogance. Yeah, somebody very arrogant. Ooh, child, very smug. And I'm telling you, somebody thinks that they're better than, because they got a little pull in their community. I heard. That's what I heard. Look at that. All right, it came right back out. Excuse me. What's going on here, Spirit? We got the Two of Cups in reverse. Yeah. And then we got the Ten of Pentacles. Wow. What's that trying to come out? The Four of Wands in reverse. This could have been a home, a marriage, some kind of union where there was a stability, working together, building, collaboration, right? Okay. Two of Swords. Ooh, look at that. Who is this that's in regret? Somebody didn't think you saw who they were. Yeah, somebody, look, Knight of Wands. Look at this shit. Yeah, this is somebody that was out there doing their best dance on your energy, nigga, on your energy. Because we all know now. Okay, this is one of two things. I'm going to tell you from my experience. Either this is someone that is, gets a lot of attention, all right? And if this was a Ten of Pentacles, Four of Wands, because I seen the Four of Wands in the reverse. If this was a home or some kind of stability, somebody was doing something behind the scenes. Somebody was betraying you behind the scenes. Spirit said they was only with you for your money, for your finances, for your stability. Thank you, Spirit. Yep, there's somebody that was doing a lot of sexual escapades in the community. You heard me. I said community, possibly city. Okay? Possibly city, right? And there's some things that this person may have, I don't know, there's something that they're hoping that you don't find out about. Okay, some kind of betrayal. Look at this shit. Look at this. Ooh. Yeah, something that they did, a choice that they made. It could have been around their sexuality. Huh, Spirit? Ooh, they did it for money. And who was this with this Queen of Wands? In the reverse. For money. They collaborated, yeah. Yeah. Yes, sir. That they chose it was sexual. That's one thing, okay? It was sexual. And this Queen of Wands in the reverse Ooh, very deceptive. This was a cunning spirit, said a cunning little bee. Yeah, and you'll see you're a person that's Knight of Wands, that don't want you to know that what they did for money with this Queen of Wands. They think, oh yes, they did for money, right? And they slept with this person. Yes, they did. Yeah, and especially in the bed. Yeah, you see him, he's in the bed, right there. Oh yeah. This one slept with that person. They slept with him. Somebody could have brass beds. What do you call those things? Those, you know them things. Those things. You see those things? Yeah. This is somebody they don't want you to know. Yeah. Oh, they was pillow talking. There was a lot. They was in cahoots together. Yeah, they was. They got the 9 of Pentacles. Somebody thought they took your 10 of Pentacles. Yeah. Somebody thought that they took your 10 of Pentacles from you, collective. Yeah, they did. And now they realize that you was 9. So whoever they thought they took from you really didn't have shit going on except probably some bedroom skills. You were really the solid one. You were really the fruitful one. You know what I'm saying? You were the one that was carrying the load. You feeling me? Yeah. How about that? You was this nigga tried to yoke themselves to you, collective. Look at this. Look, they're gonna have 4 swords, and look what's this? A Queen of Swords in the reverse. High Priestess in the reverse. Look at that big old lie. Ooh, there's some lies out here. Could be dealing with a Libra. I also heard Sagittarius. And you got this Queen of Wands here. Why this Queen of Wands and this Queen of Swords looking at each other? Oh, wow. So peep this. There's 2 women out here. There's a woman that enticed this Queen of Wands to go towards your person. And this is somebody, yeah. Now this is somebody this is a 4 of Wands. 4 of Wands in the upright is a nest egg. So that tells me there's children, right? That's a family. So there could be a Queen of Swords in your family that could have enticed this Queen of Wands in reverse to seduce your person. High Priestess in the reverse. Yeah, look at the King of Wands in the reverse. The World. Ooh, what is going on here? Yeah. So this is like there was somebody that was on the inside, somebody that was close to you that didn't want you to have this situation either. You feel me? They wanted you, you know what I'm saying? So, ooh-wee. Oh, look at this. Look at this. What just fell out. Yeah, look at this. Look at that. Look at that. The 10 of Wands. The 8 of Swords. Yep, the 8 of Swords. I'm looking at the numbers. And the 6 of Cups. Yeah. Somebody really talked badly on you. Yeah. And this was a family. Or okay, all right. No, leave it out there. I don't know, I feel like somebody tried to make you feel ashamed, or somebody feels ashamed because somebody's in their head. Somebody could be in jail, mentally, spiritually, fantasizing. Didn't we say that? Well, I ain't going back in there. Yeah, the 10 of Swords, the 10 of Wands. This could be a lot of gossip, a lot of slander. Somebody really, did the most. Is what Spirit saying. Somebody did the most. And with this eight of swords here, I don't know if this was to create Spirit said, and now they got to look at all the people that all their gossiping and slander. Look at somebody's having to look at their own environment, and this is their own environment because this is who they are. They're having to realize that they're where they are because of their own fucking actions. You hear me? Because of their choices, and not how somebody made you feel, and not because did somebody know they was out here being real fucking grimy just for fucking money. Judas, for a few bits of silver, nigga. What? Four swords and the Queen of Pentacles in reverse. Child, let me get some modern witch on this. Let's see if we get duplicate messages, and then we're gonna know. Because child, Four wands, King of swords. Let me shuffle this. Yeah, now somebody's ashamed. Somebody's embarrassed. Yeah, because of what they did for money, man. How they betrayed. Look at the High Priestess in reverse again. How they betrayed you. Like now, it's like, and now they're afraid you're gonna find out. They're afraid you're gonna find out. Why they so afraid the collector's gonna find out? They need to go ahead on and heal. That's what they need to do. Leave you alone, collector. Because they ain't doing, they was starting their own growth. I don't know what they believe happens when they leave here, but I can't call it either. But I got hope and faith in the Most High, because he's showing me right here. Ooh, spirits, move away to calm waters, yes. Ace of Pentacles, that's what's in front of you, collector. Yeah, you surrendered all that. Yep, you did what you had to do. Yep, and now somebody's realizing that everything around them is because of how they was moving. And the Ace of Cups, come on now. Wish fulfillment. Three of Pentacles in reverse, the illusions. Yeah, all that working together. Look, the Strength card. Yeah, you overcame all of that. Somebody was out here trying to create illusions about you, but yet they was trying to be like you. But they couldn't see. This is somebody that they couldn't get a handle on their sexual appetite so that they could be obedient, not just to themselves, right? But to the Most High. This is somebody that, nope, they didn't want that. They'd rather be a slave to a stranger, Spirit said. Stop playing with me. 2 of Wands. Yeah, you decided it's time for you to move in a new direction where you're being led. Yeah, look, they got the Ace of Wands. Look at that. You got the Ace of Pentacles, the Ace of Cups, and the Ace of Wands. Yeah, somebody can't see nothing. They can't find out any information. Look. Somebody can't see where you work or who you work with. Yeah, somebody knows. They know when you made the decision to move away to calmer waters, that Ace of Pentacles, Ace of Cups, and the Ace of Wands was yours. You know that somebody, or not just yours, but that you were going to get it. Period. You feeling me? That you were going to have it. Period. And whatever that means, however that is that you desire. 9 of Wands, yes, you got your guard up. Yeah, they know you got your guard up. Yes, you had to listen. You are the wounded warrior here. You had to overcome all the obstacles, the gossiping, the attacks that this person and whoever they was in cahoots with and sleeping around with it. They don't want you to know that they were sleeping with them. Listen, yeah, you had to overcome all that. Listen, I can't make it up. There was a lot of hurt here. There was a lot of pain here. But you continue to move forward. You move through it. You allow God to take the lead and put that stuff behind you so that you could move forward. That's where the Six of Swords comes in. There's some things you gotta, surrender. And how about this? And sometimes the gossip, they be right. That's what the fuck we did. And as long as we didn't commit nothing, do nothing, that took somebody's life, God forbid. You feeling me? But I'm just saying with like human nature shit. Right? That's because we're not in tune with who we don't have the strength to stand in our own energy. We're like, all right, I made a mistake. Either you're gonna be my friend or you fucking ain't. As long as I make an atonement, and that means changing the behavior. Stop moving like that, right? And it's like you had to endure it. This person's gonna have to endure it too. Whoever this is that betrayed you, I can't make it up. They got it. That's coming back to them. They got to do it too. Child, listen, there it is again. 9 of Swords again. 10 of Wands again. Look at this. What they wanted for you. What they were trying to create in your life. And all you trying to do is just keep it, heal. You ain't bothering nobody, but it's just the fact that you're doing what you're doing is what's bothering people. Look at this shit. There it is again. That's what's bothering people. Because they're the ones that tried to reflect that energy onto you probably when you were in it. Because we got to come from somewhere. We're not born holy or even, self-aware. Period. You know what I mean? But anyway, yeah, that's the repeat. We already seen this. Somebody has imprisoned themselves. Listen, judgment, I can't make it up. Why? Because you've done the work, baby. You went under. You underwent the same judgment that they tried to project on you. Some may have been yours, but a lot of it ain't. This is somebody that wanted you to carry the weight. And you said, listen, I'm going to carry mine. They couldn't measure up. That's why they did it for money. That's the only way I see it. That was if they couldn't compete with you, if this is about work or just who you are, right? Because you did the shadow work, you did the integration work. That's how you get there. You do the queens, all 4 queens. You master all those things in your life, and this is how you sit. Right? You could be doing something for work, but somebody, man, listen, y'all already know, put her out there, Spirit say, what's behind that? Listen, imbalance. They wanted to create an imbalance for you. So I'm telling you, somebody thought they took away your 10 of Pentacles. But what they did, they took, Spirit said they took the trash out for you. They took out what was blocking you. What was holding you back, making you unable to be fruitful, to manifest. You can't manifest when you got people distracting you with bullshit all the time. What? No. They want you to take your eye off the prize. Pay attention to me while I pretend everything you have, I helped you get it. So I can look like I'm a manifester too, and then they can attract other people. That's all it is, a fucking game. And then if they real good, they leave a void, so they can come back in, just in case. No, not just in case. When that other energy realize they can't manifest shit either, that they eating off their plate. Do this. I see y'all. Peace. Stay up.